Welcome, welcome, welcome to my mushroom growing journey so I can produce protein rich food for my family and reduce my grocery bill. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, today I'm going to be cooking the mushrooms I harvested a couple of days ago. So, these mushrooms, I ended up leaving them to grow for too long, so they dried out a little bit. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to boil them, and so then I can use that boiled water as broth. But I'm going to boil them so I can soften them up, and I'm going to boil them for about 30 minutes, so we'll see what they look like and feel like after that. And then that will let me know what I can use them for. So I'll cut off this is part of the substrate, so they all have a little bit of that at the bottom. And with mushrooms, so here, these are oyster mushrooms, the blue oysters. And with mushrooms, the petals, I don't know if that's the right word, are always softer than the stem. So what I usually end up doing is that I cut this out and have these cook for longer. But again, we'll see what I'm gonna do. I'm not sure yet. But the first step is to boil them, have a broth, set that aside, and then I'll determine what I'm gonna do with these mushrooms. Stay tuned. All right, so I have cut off the ends. So that's what we have here. So all of this is mushroom. So all of this is edible, but this part will need to cook for longer than the stem part of the mushrooms because of the thickness of that texture. All right, so I have the mushrooms in water. So I'm just gonna let them again boil for 30 minutes. So mushrooms are very buoyant, so they're not going to stay submerged, but I'm going to cover the pot, and once it reaches boiling point, I'll uncover it, lower the temp, and again let it cook for about 30 minutes, and then we'll see then what the texture is looking like. Okay, so we have reached boiling, so I've turned down the heat. And we're going to let this go for about 30 minutes. So again, the mushroom is not going to stay submerged. So we're going to cover it so that can soften up and tenderize, and we'll be ready to go to the next step. All right, the 30 minutes are up. So I'm going to take these out and go from there. All right. Oh, so this part is very tough. So I'm going to cut that off and then separate the petals from the stem. And I'm going to cut these up in little pieces and throw it back in the broth. I'm back. Okay, so I have separated the petals from the stems. So I'm just gonna cut these up some more. We use them in the stir fry that I've already made, and I'll add the mushrooms to it. And I'm gonna put the stems, I'm gonna chop them off finely and then add them back to the broth and have them cook down some more. So if the texture gets to a place that I like, then we'll stop. And yeah. All right, so these are diced up and they're gonna go in the pot, and I'm gonna boil them for 20 minutes and then check. All right, so I'm gonna take this off the eye. So this has been simmering for about an hour. So I said 10 minutes at first, but 10 minutes was not the right answer. So it took about an hour for it to get as soft as I needed. So it has the, I guess, best description is a beef type texture. once so I'm gonna get it off the eye, drain out the broth, and not sure what recipe I'll use this in yet, so that's to be determined, but this is taking longer than anticipated and I got to get some other work done, so we're going to stop here for today. So we have the mushroom stems cooked down, so they're ready to go to add to a meal, and as well as the petals that are also ready to go. So all right, all in the day's work. Thanks for watching.